Peace, peace, peace to the family. Peace, prosperity, and progression to the family. Peace, peace, peace to the family. Peace means freedom from disturbance. Prosperity means great fortune, great luck, wealth, health, success, opulence, abundance. And progression means advancing to a higher level state of consciousness. Peace, prosperity, and progression to the family. Peace, peace, peace. 42 questions to ask women before you date them. 42 questions to ask women before you date them. Now, before we dive into the game, I want to set the tone and help you guys to equip the necessary attitude you are going to need to even apply these questions. Now, first and foremost, the purpose of these questions are to protect and guard you. As a man, you must remember and must know that you have value. There is value in your manhood alone. There's value in you being a male alone. You having a penis. You carrying sperm in your balls is value enough. You must know this. You've got something to guard and protect with your life. And so the purpose of these questions are to help you to assess the people that you allow to have access to your life and access to you as a man. The sperm cell swimming around in your nutsack right now is the only cell in the entire race of human beings, in the entire human species, in the entire human population. The sperm cell is the only cell that can control its own destiny, that can swim and move around to where it wants to go, that can chart its own course and direction. The sperm cell is the only cell that can control its own destiny, can control its own direction. That alone is value enough. So these 42 questions to ask women before you date them are simply to enhance your set of skills. Because in order for you to have the quality life that you want, for the vision that you want, you already are valuable as you are. But in order for you to receive what you want from this world and get what you want from this world and control your destiny in life, you've got to build skills around your value. You've got to build skills around your value. You've got to build processes and systems and structure around your value to be able to give your value effectively and appropriately and properly for the highest value return you can possibly get on your value. When someone says, "I appreciate you," that means they value you. When you appreciate something, you raise its value. Its intrinsic value increases. And that intrinsic value increases its external value. Now, when you're a strong man, you're of higher value than other men. And there's many qualities and aspects that lead to strength: patience, humor, charm, playfulness, confidence, centeredness, sureness of yourself. There are many qualities that make you a strong man. High level of financial capability, high level of masculine intelligence, masculine judgment. These are things that women value. So you need to know that you are already valued simply by you being a male. You're even higher valued by you being a man, and you're even more valued by you being a high value man. But simply you being a man, you simply being a man alone, means you have a tremendous value to give, which means you have something to lose, which means you have something to guard and protect. So you must set standards for your life and for the people you allow into your life. You must set standards. You must practice quality control. This is imperative. This is essential. Now let's begin. Okay. So the most valuable real estate, and corporations know this, Coca-Cola knows this, advertising companies know this, YouTube knows this, the most valuable real estate is the equity held in your mind. So the more of your mind that I can control or influence, or the more of your attention that I can get, the more equity I hold in your mind. So understand that a woman's primary needs from a man are that man's masculine strength and masculine attention. And so women want your strength, but they also want your attention, and they want your attention even more than they want your attention. They like the thrill of being able to chase your attention. So your attention is valuable because your attention is a package deal. It's attached to your time, it's attached to your energy, it's attached to your money, your financial situation, your resources. It's attached to your knowledge. Wherever your attention goes, everything else follows. So these 42 questions are designed to protect you from investing your attention in the wrong person, because your attention automatically validates women because you're God's builder. You're a man. Women have to come to you to get pregnant. Women have to come to you to be able to create life. Women don't inject anything inside of you. Women don't have anything to give you to create life. You give to the woman and she gives back to you. You understand? She has to come to you. You inject your essence into the woman. The woman does not inject her essence into you. She has to come and get that. All right? So if you've been scanning these questions in your mind as I've been talking, this is about knowing who you're dealing with first. 42 questions to ask women before you date them. Before you date them. How old are you? How old are you? All right? A woman's age will tell you a lot about her, you know. It's not all women have this, but usually women will have a whole phase, then they'll have a goal phase, and then they'll have a home phase. The whole phase is typically through, and I hate to say this, but we have to be realistic here, you know, from age 17 or younger, you know what I'm saying? From age 17, 18, to up about age 23 and a half or 23. So let's say from 18 to 23, women will usually have their whole phase, you know, where they're just sleeping with multiple men. And then from age 23 to about 27 or 28, from age 23 to about 27 or 28, women will have their goal phase, to where they become more seriously interested in, you know, success, you know, however they may define that, you know, their careers, their professions, their hobbies. They have goals. They're more goal oriented from ages 23 to 28. And they're more interested in men and dating men who will help them support, who can offer support for them achieving their goals. And then from age 28 to 40 and beyond, women have a home phase, HOME, home phase, where they want to settle down, and they're making more strides to do that. So a woman's age will tell you a lot about where she's at. Typically, if you're with a woman, say 27 to 31, who is not does not have any kids yet, she's looking to get pregnant. She wants to get pregnant. Everything in her body is screaming at her, girl, you need to get pregnant. Girl, you need to have a baby. Girl, you need to go collect the seed of a man. So if she hasn't been pregnant by 27, then her clock is ticking, and you know she may have a calm exterior, but on the inside, her ovaries are screaming at her. Her fallopian tubes are going crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's a frenzy down there. Her hormones are screaming to collect the seed of the highest value man she could possibly find. So why am I saying all of this? Well, each question I'm going to break down the value behind you asking each question. And when you understand the value and the context of each question that I'm asking here, then that we're asking women here before we date them, then these questions will become questions that you have in your unconscious mind. And so you'll graduate from being from asking women these questions directly to be able to intuit what the answers are from this woman without having to ask her these questions directly. But if you aren't consciously aware of the questions you need to ask women, then you're fucked. You're fucking yourself over. So this is why we're breaking all this shit down. We're going to take our time doing this because this is your life. This is not something to fucking play with. This is your seed. This is not something to play with. This is your gift, your divine masculine gift. This is not something to play with. And she knows this. But the question is, do you know this? Women know your value. Do you know your value? Women know your value. Do you know your value? So how old are you? And red flag if she's single and over 20. Now, just a disclaimer. You may see these red flags in here. These red flags, just because a woman has a red flag doesn't mean you can't have a relationship with her. This is for you to understand who you're dealing with. It's your responsibility. So you can date whoever you want. If you truly like a chick and you truly vibe with her, awesome. But understand who you're vibing with sooner than later. That's the purpose of these questions and these red flags. Now, these red flags are absolutely not to excuse any woman out of your life. That is your choice. But you don't have a choice unless you know what kind of choice you're making based upon factual data. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand what kind of choice you're making, who you're declining and who you're accepting. And you can only do that by asking these questions. Now, how many men have you dated at one time? Red flag if over one. So women are not designed to have many sexual partners. Okay? These days, women are attempting to get their needs met from multiple men because they can't find an alpha male that's going to be able to meet all their needs in totality. And the reason why they can't find an alpha male is because we alpha males are scarce. We're rare. You know what I'm saying? It's very rare for a man these days that to naturally understand women, because men don't naturally understand women. We have to be taught this, and we're not being taught. If schools taught us how to have more successful relationships, we would have more successful relationships. So now we're at a point where I gotta go crazy with this shit. I gotta get this shit out here because if you subtract 18 years from everybody's age, you'll get their true age. You'll get their true age financially. You'll get their true age romantically. You'll get their true age in every other aspect of life because, say I'm 25, for example. If I subtract 18 years from my age, I'm really 7 years old financially, 7 years old romantically. This is how long I've been teaching myself on my own these things. So if you're dealing with a 7-year-old, a financial 7-year-old, then what the fuck? It's your financial situation makes a little bit more sense if you subtract 18 years of bullshit schooling from what's in your mind and what you have to offer and where you currently are at. So this is none of our faults, but it becomes our faults because we have to assume responsibility for our lives. Now, everything that may happen to you in life won't be your fault, but it's your responsibility, meaning that you must assume the ability to respond to what happens into your life. So, how many men have you dated at one time? It's a red flag if it's over one, okay? And if you need me to go over these questions in more detail, make another video on this, I could do this shit all day. Just drop some drop some feedback in the comments for me so I understand, who I'm talking to and what I need to sharpen up at. You know what I'm saying? And also the point of these, because this is an example of a class. This is an example of a class. Um, so this is like a mini class. You know what I'm saying? And I have some master classes coming. But you guys should get some crazy value out of this. But I like to get in the habit of, even though this is not built out the way I actually want it built out, I'm not waiting to get my value out there. What I'm doing is I am creating as quickly as possible, and then I'm replacing as quickly as possible. So I'm focused more on replacing my value than creating new value. Because when you focus more on creating, the creative process is sometimes slow. But if you get your value out there quickly and you don't like something, it's easier to replace something. It's quicker to replace something with something better once you already have it out there. So you're making improvements and iterations, and software development teams know this, they understand this. You're making improvements and iterations and upgrades over time, but you're getting the product out there because the whole purpose of a prototype is to learn as quickly as possible from your market, from your customer audience. So you get the value out there and you begin testing it and testing it and testing it immediately and then adjusting it in rapid successions. So that's how you progress. You got to replace your content, focus on replacing your content rather than creating your content. The next question is, and I'm going to move a little bit faster too because I just wanted to set the tone for all of this, let you guys know where my journey was at. How many sexual partners have you had? So up to 4 is optimal, and it's a red flag if it's over 6 plus. So most of these chicks have about 16, 17, 18 sexual partners. Chicks aren't supposed to have many sexual partners. Obviously, women are internal beings and men are external beings. So we're built differently. We're designed differently. And women also, they have more genetic material, and they also have a higher pain tolerance. If you watch the woman MMA matches, mixed martial arts, versus the men's MMA mixed martial arts matches and UFC matches, you'll find that a lot more broken bones happen in the woman MMA fights, and the reason why. Like Ronda Rousey, she breaking all them chicks' bones and stuff. You know what I'm saying? When she was on her game, so you see a lot of broken bones in the woman MMA fights, and the reason why you see more broken bones in the woman MMA fights than you do in the men MMA fights is because women won't tap out when they feel that pain. They have a higher pain tolerance, and so they have they have a higher pain tolerance, and so when their bone's about to snap, they're able to tolerate that pain more, which is why their bones break. But when a man feels his bone about to break, he's going to tap out because he has less of a pain tolerance. Understand? So that's what it is. And when these women get their bones broken, they don't even, you know what I'm saying? It ain't shit to them. You feel me? So that's just like, that's how women are spiritually superior in a way. And I'll get to that in a moment. I always say that it's a man's world, but it's a woman's universe. Women are the more spiritual and cosmic superior beings, but men are superior on earth, and that's what we're focusing on. And that's why women need men, especially now more than ever, but women have always needed men on earth to be their leaders, because we are the superior beings on earth. This is a man's world. This is our kingdom. And women look to us to guide them and navigate them through this physical experience. We are physically superior. We lead the physical, while women lead the spiritual. So, since a woman is an internal being, then when she's receiving men are leaving their DNA inside of her. There is a term that I actually recently learned, and I think it's called microchirism. But microchirism is the scientific terminology for when a man has sex with a woman, he leaves his DNA inside of her, and that DNA is stored somewhere in her blood-brain barrier, and so our semen You know, if you're hitting it, if these men are hitting it raw, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Our semen contains our consciousness from our brain because the semen is manufactured through the spinal column and the spinal fluid. It contains all of that. It comes from the brain. And so when we ejaculate into a woman, you know, she's actually inheriting our idiosyncrasies and our personality traits. And so this is why you want to be careful with being, you know, taking a woman seriously who has had more than 4 sexual partners in her over her lifetime. This is over her lifetime and her entire lifetime. Most women have had around 15, 16, 17, 18 sexual partners. And so, yeah, it's a red flag if it's over, you know, 6 sexual partners. All that means is that you're going to be dealing with a lot more resistance. That woman's going to have a lot more things in her mind preventing her from successfully bonding to you because she's been through, you know, more than 6 men. You know what I'm saying? So if you find a chick with 4 sexual partners, then you probably found a solid chick because she knows how to fuck. And also the length of those relationships matter as well, the length and depth. So women control the depth of a relationship while men control the direction. So women are really responsible for building the relationship. And so when you ask a woman, you know, when is your last relationship and how long is it? She naturally understands that as a woman, it's my job to build a relationship. Like once I find a man and once I attract a man to me and once I find a man, like it's my job to keep that man happy and satisfied and to fulfill his needs. You know what I'm saying? So he can continue to fulfill my needs. It's up to a man's job to fulfill, you know, to show up and demonstrate his value that he can fulfill a woman's needs. But women have to build a relationship. They are the relationship builders. And women must assume 80% responsibility at all times for the success of the relationship and for the harmony. You know, as long as a man is showing up and doing his 20%, because when a man is showing up and doing his 20% in the relationship, that's the equivalent of a woman receiving 110% from that man because he's doing his role. His role is not to build a relationship. That's the woman's role. So when men assume more responsibility for the relationship than that 20% that they're supposed to, then it pushes the woman out of her feminine and into her masculine, and that's why she begins to distance. You know, when men focus more on building a relationship, they're focusing less on building their purpose. And that's why women will begin to distance themselves and act bitchy when they feel like men are slipping from their purpose. So when was the last time you had sex? Red flag within the last 6 months. Okay, so women are not supposed to have sex often. Women are designed differently. Biologically, they're designed differently. Women are born with all the eggs they will ever have throughout the remainder of their life. You know, women don't get new eggs. Men get new sperm every single day. You know what I'm saying? Every couple of hours we're baking up a new batch. You know what I'm saying? But a woman's eggs dry up over time, and every period is a death cycle. You know, so every month that a woman has her period, you know, it's an unfertilized egg. It's a death cycle. It's an egg that never got to create life. You know, so she has things dying inside of her when she's not fertilized, and her body is telling her every single month, create life. You must create life. You must advance humanity to the next level. You must find a strong man, the DNA of a strong man to impregnate you. You know, regardless of what she says, because when women speak logically, they're not really speaking logically. Women are emotional creatures and they're sensitive creatures. They're energy in motion and they're sensory active. They're constantly sensing for strength in their environment. And so when women speak, they're only saying 3 things. This is how I feel right now. This is how I want to feel right now. Or I prefer to feel. Or this is how I would rather feel. And then this is how I don't want to feel right now. So when women speak, like I had a woman call me sexist the other day because I was dropping some game. And, you know, what she was doing, you know, her being a single mother, what she was doing was she was basically emoting her pain onto me. So she was basically saying I was sexist or whatever because I was dropping some game. And I said, hey, thank you, I appreciate that. And so that shut her up because she knows I know the game. Because I know when she's calling me sexist, she's not really trying to insult me. She's just emoting. She's telling me, Brian, this is how I don't want to feel. This is how I feel right now. and this is how I want to feel. So by her telling me sexist, what she's really trying to say is, Brian, I feel like I've been hurt. I feel like I should have had your knowledge a long time ago. Brian, I want to feel loved by a man. I want to fall in love with a man. That's what she's really telling me. But because men have not been taught to understand women, we receive everything a woman says as logical, and it's not. So moving on to the next question. Yeah, when's the last time you had sex? Red flag. So, have you ever cheated in the past? Red flag. If yes, if she cheated in the past, then most likely she'll do it again, and she will cheat on you. And also, I don't take cheating too seriously. But if you're dealing with me as a woman, then what I'm saying, you don't really only get like one strike with me. But cheating is not like, we gotta go. I'll create like another video on that. As long as like it's just too deep of a topic to get into right now, because I have to be able to tell it in a way that's going to make sense to y'all. So we'll skip over that. Have you ever had an abortion? Red flag. If yes, most of these chicks have had abortions, especially if they're over 30. If they're single and over 30, most likely, they have a ton of baggage and they ain't no good. Like, why are you still single and you're over 30 years old? You've had 12 years. You've had 12 years to find a man who desires you, and a man that is of high value enough to where you can fall in love with him and enlist to serve his purpose. Like, the purpose of a woman is to find a man to follow and serve and to help that man be successful, so she can do her feminine things. That's the purpose of a woman. That's a woman's purpose. A woman's purpose is to serve the purpose of a man. So you've been wandering this planet for 12 years and you have not found a man of great ambition to serve, of great value, of righteousness. Are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? 12 years? Why are you still single? So all the men that you've ever been with, you've never able to connect with them on a deep level. You've never been able to work with them, and all this kind of stuff that says a lot about the quality of that woman, and how she was raised, you know, because it's a woman's fault, really, if the relationship doesn't work out and it's a high value man. You got to build that relationship. You know what I'm saying? You got to take responsibility for building that relationship. But we're talking on the level of a man that can actually, a high value man. So moving on. Have you ever had a miscarriage? Red flag if yes. So if women have had babies that haven't made it, they're going to be scarred for life. They're going to have a ton of baggage. My mom, for example, ton of fucking baggage. I think she had one baby that died. She had another baby that had a miscarriage, and then I was fucking premature, born 2 pounds 2 ounces, and I was born 3 months early. So she had a lot of motherfucking baggage. No motherfucking good. You know what I'm saying? A woman has a miscarriage. She's lost the life that a man has put into her. So she's lost faith in the man, and she's also lost faith in herself, and she's lost faith in men, period. She doesn't trust men as much because her body was forced to go through that process for what? For nothing. You know what I'm saying? For death. Because, like I said, every period that a woman gets, it's every month she's going through a death cycle. So it's kind of like, having everything you've ever wanted in life taken away from you. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to scar a woman for life. She's no good after that. No miscarriages. Major red flag. How many times have you been heartbroken? Red flag if more than once. Do you have any children? Red flag if yes. Red flag if born by C-section, because if a woman has a child born by C-section, she's less connected to that child, and these hospitals and big pharma companies, they want to do more C-sections because more surgery, equals more profits. You know what I'm saying? So, and especially black women, black women have undergo more C-sections than any other type of fucking woman. And it's because black women are mostly single and they don't have a man to say, hey, fuck that, we're not getting a C-section, we're going to do a natural birth. and they don't have men to stand up for themselves. So the thing is that how it works is that a woman will go into a doctor's office and the doctor will say, hey, these are your options, etc. And then, come back in in the next couple of months and we'll check on you. Next couple of months they come and say, hey, we found something, you may have to do a C-section, but we'll need to do more research. And then the next time she comes in, we're going to probably have to do a C-section. So do you want to do a C-section or do you? And so by the time that, they say, hey, let's do a C-section, the seeds of having a C-section have already been implanted in the subconscious mind of the woman, because the first doctor visit, they're automatically telling you these are your options and, C-section is highly recommended, etc. Then the next time you come to the office, they're saying, hey, we found something, some shit that is some weird shit going on with your pelvic system or whatever that's going to require a C-section. A lot of times these doctors are fucking bullshitting most of the time because it's more money, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But anyways, are you a single mother? Red flag if yes. I got other videos on that. How do you generate money? How much do you make per month? Do you consider yourself to be in poor financial health? Do you consider yourself to be financially unstable? And you're asking women these questions like straight up, you know what I'm saying? Are you on any government assistance? Who supports you financially? What's your relationship with your father been like? And I want to move through this a little quickly because I don't know if my screen recorder is going to capture all of this. But yeah, what's your relationship with your mother been like? Do you believe you have negative past experiences with men that prevent you from bonding? How many tattoos do you have? Where are they? What are they? Red flag if any birds, butterflies, or wings of any kind. Were you molested as a child? Oh yeah, going back to that question, if she has any tattoos of birds, butterflies, or wings, it means that she wants to escape. You know what I'm saying? I learned this from Eddie Fuse. If she's got a tattoo of a butterfly or a bird or wings of angel wings, whatever the fuck, it means that she wants to escape from reality. You know what I'm saying? Why would you tattoo some wings on yourself? You tattooing some fucking wings, think about it. Especially near a private part, you're tattooing wings on yourself because you want to escape reality. Reality is just too harsh and too cold and it ain't, you know what I'm saying? You want to escape, you feel me? So you're numb. You've had most likely you've done things to lower your value as a woman, you know what I'm saying? You've done certain sexual acts that have lowered your value to potential high value men, and so you want to escape from that because that's going to forever plague your mind. Were you molested as a child? Red flag if yes. Many women have been molested as a child, especially black women. Have you ever provided sexual services in exchange for money? Red flag if yes. Have you ever worked at a strip club? Red flag if yes. Now, there's nothing wrong with working at a strip club, but what's wrong about working at a strip club is all the other strippers. And so a lot of these other strippers, they popping ecstasy, they smoking weed, they doing all this kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? They're jeopardizing their health. And I'm not saying that weed is something that's going to jeopardize your health, but, weed is going to make a woman more susceptible to different things, you know what I'm saying? So it's the influences around the stripper, the ex-stripper that you're talking to, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these other strippers that they're dancing around doing cocaine and all this kind of shit. So it's the environment, you know what I'm saying? Bunch of, women who were molested as children, dancing on poles, now they're all surrounded together, hustling together and shit like that. So you just imagine with no male masculine leadership other than, what their fee is to dance at the fucking shit. So, moving on. Did you grow up in a dangerous neighborhood? Red flag if yes. Have you ever been homeless? Red flag if yes. If she's been homeless, she's most likely been desperate and have done desperate things. What's your opinion on your own skin? Do you believe your skin is clear and sexy? It's very important to ask women this question because the skin is the largest organ on a woman's body. Women talk about beauty. Black women spend $7.5 billion a year on cosmetics. You know what I'm saying? So collectively, a woman's skin is basically, 90% of what makes her attractive. You know what I'm saying? And she's either covering or dressing it up. But the skin is the largest organ, so you need to know how she feels in her own skin. It's very feminine if a woman doesn't want to reveal herself, you know what I'm saying? But if you're asking these questions and she respects you, she will reveal herself. And the more, and so because men have not asked women these questions, you'll be far more attractive to her after this than other men. And if you're not more attractive, then she'll be completely repulsed by this. And if she's repulsed by this, then that means she's not open to being open with you anyways. So why would you even want to deal with her if she's not being open to answering these things prior to you guys dating? You know, before you take them out on a fucking date, you ask them these questions. You know, the first date should be over your house, and it should be facilitated by her. You know what I'm saying? So you say, hey, you know, my place, you know, Friday, you know what I'm saying? 9 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? 9 p.m., 9:30, whatever, 8 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? Bring a bottle of wine, you know what I'm saying? Bring over some food, you know what I'm saying? Bring over pizza, whatever. Have her bring the food over to your fucking place. And then you ask her these questions, you feel me? But you asking these questions lets her know that you know what your value is. You know what I'm saying? And then she's going to let you know her value through her answers to these questions. And if she respects you, she's going to tell the truth. She's going to really respect the fact that you're asking these questions, because most men don't sit down and give a consultation to these chicks before they date them. They just accept whatever. If the chick just fucking looks good, it doesn't matter if she's a fucking serial killer. They'll just, you fucking date the chick, spend money on her and all this type of shit. But if you're assessing the quality of the woman before you deal with them, that shows the woman and demonstrates to the woman that this man that is asking me these questions is a high value man. He's an alpha. He's a leader. He has something to guard and protect, and he knows it. He knows his worth. He knows his value. He's not just going to settle for looks. So this means that you're a high value male. You know what I'm saying? And might throw her off a little bit, but she's got to respect it at the beginning of the day, because no other men are doing this. And men have to do this, as I explained earlier in the video. So, do you wear your own natural hair 100% of the time, or do you wear wigs or weave? Look, a lot of times you start dating chicks and you realize they have these crazy ass habits with their hair. Look, if that shit make you uncomfortable, shit, why didn't you get that shit out the way in the beginning? You feel me? Bitches start doing weird shit with their fucking hair. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's going on before I get into it. I don't care if you got a weave. I don't care if you wear wigs. And I don't care if you natural. I just want to know what the fuck the deal is so I know what to expect. That's what this is about. This isn't about, oh, bitch, you're nasty because you've been molested and all of this. No, this is about better taking care of women and children. But before men can take better care of women, we have to take better care of ourselves. We have to know who we're dealing with first before we deal with them, because a lot of these women that's toxic is fucking up these men's lives, because these men don't have the skills to assess the woman. And it's still going to be the man's fault, because the man has to assume responsibility for everything at the beginning of the day, because he is superior on earth. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. This is about making men and women better, but first it starts with the tough questions. You know what I'm saying? Wish I had these questions when I was younger. Okay. So, does she cake makeup on her face? If she cakes makeup on her face, then she's trying to hide. You feel me? Does she have, these are things you want to observe. Does she have braces over the age of 30? She has braces over the age of 30. She's an insecure chick. Does she have a 1,000 cock stare? Oh my goodness. You feel me? I was talking to a 1,000 cock stare chick the other day. That shit was, I started getting uncomfortable looking into her eyes. You feel me? And of course, you know, she approached me and shit. But it's just like, that shit is, you know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. You feel me? Get your life. You know what I'm saying? No. You feel me? I don't want you. You feel me? Do you feel slightly uncomfortable looking into her eyes? You know what I'm saying? If you feel uncomfortable, you feel me? If you get, and don't fuck with her, because she's going to bring things and attach spirits into your life that you don't need. You know what I'm saying? You want to stay clean of, you know, you want to keep your spiritual energy clean, and you want to give clean spiritual energy. Because as powerful as you are as a man, it takes a lot of power. You can't clean a woman for her. You can't get rid of her baggage. You can only assume responsibility for the baggage that past men have put onto a woman, because a woman is automatically going to blame you for everything that other men in her life have done to her. So this is why you have to know what other men in her life have done to her, because she's going to blame you for everything that other men have done to her in the past, because you're the leader. If she chooses you as her leader, she's going to blame you for every single thing that other men have done to her in the past. So this is why you ask these questions. Do you feel slightly, okay, does she have bad skin? Okay, like, Does she like really spicy food? And does she eat it often? Spicy food and you're eating it all the time, especially if you're a woman, it means you're numb and you're trying to get that, you're trying to re-excite your taste palates because your palates are too numb, your body's numb, your sexual organs are numb from receiving too many sexual partners and shit. Has she ever had anal sex? Women should not be giving up no booty, unless it's to the man that's they're gonna be with for the rest of their life. Women should not be giving up no ass like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you just letting some random dude play in your booty, or you gonna let the man whose purpose you're serving and committed to, play in that booty? Because I'll play in that booty. You feel me? I'ma play in that booty for real, for real, for real. I'm on all holes. You feel me? So, how long was your longest relationship? That's important to know because this is where you really assess the quality of the person that you're dealing with. Because if a woman is responsible for the relationship, then it tells you a lot about the woman if you're able to assess. We still recording in this bitch? Yes, we are. It tells you a lot about the woman if you're able to assess how successful she is at sustaining relationships. So, how long was your longest relationship? When was your last relationship? And what's been your activity since your last relationship? And that tells you a lot about the quality of that relationship, what happened after that relationship, and what her, how that relationship either left her worse or left her better. You know what I'm saying? Because the man that a woman spends the most time with is going to determine how that woman acts. It is his fault for everything that woman does. So is there anything else you think I should know before you continue? That's another question you want to ask. And then these are going to be your typical results. All right. So the typical results you're going to find is, in a woman age 31, 1 to 2 abortions. She's dated up to 2 to 4 men at once. She's had sex 2 weeks ago, had a date 3 nights ago, 18 sexual partners over a lifetime. 2.5 and 18 sexual partners is keeping it light, But 2.5 heartbreaks, she's cheated in the past. She's been cheated on in the past. Right, most likely, guys will cheat on women first and then women will pick it up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why women cheat, because men cheat. 1 baby by an incompatible man. She's had a C-section, so she's not even connected to her child. She got a toxic man in her life. She's a single mother. She's in poor financial health and financially unstable. She's currently collecting unemployment. She had no father. She had a toxic mother. She has heavy baggage, negative past experiences with men that prevent her from bonding with you. She's got multiple tattoos, used to be a stripper or a nude model. She's been molested as a child. She's provided sexual services in the past in exchange for money. She grew up in the hood. She's been homeless. Her longest relationship was probably 3 years, and her last serious relationship was probably like 3 years ago or some shit. So, 3 to 6 years ago. So I should have put 3 to 6, but there you go. Those are your typical results. And before you proceed with, however, you ask her these questions, and it's up to you whether you want to proceed with the chick. But basically, before you proceed, you want to ask yourself, can I easily attract other women who are just as beautiful and even more compatible, who do not have all this baggage and are of higher quality overall? Abso-fucking-lutely. So if this is the chick you're dealing with these typical results right here, you want to ask yourself, can I easily attract other women who are just as beautiful and even more compatible, who do not have all this baggage and are of higher quality overall? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's a big C out there. Don't settle for these chicks with all this fucking baggage if you know you can attract other women that don't have this baggage. You know what I'm saying? Because your feelings and your emotions are going to be attached to who you invest your time in, who you invest money in. And that's why you don't spend money on chicks like that during the first, 90 days or, during the first dates, because your money is attached to your emotions. Even if you spend $15 on the chick, you spent time, it took some work to get for you to get that money. You feel me? So you spend that money, you're going to be attached to that chick. So after all this crap, so this is what you're saying in italicized, this is what you're saying to her, this is your attitude with her. You're not necessarily saying this, but this is your attitude. After all this crap that has significantly lowered your potential value to me by making you less submissive and cooperative to a high-value man, what do you think you can bring to my table? So you're asking, you know what I'm saying? These are a lot of questions you could ask yourself, because when you get good at this, you don't have to ask them. You could ask yourself this. And you can immediately tell, you know what I'm saying, if you've done this so many times. So after all this crap that's happened in her life that makes her a lesser quality woman to you, what does she think she can bring to your table? Because she's already a low quality person. You know, she might look fine or whatever the fuck, but she's already low quality. So what else can she bring to the table? You know, so until you can articulate exactly how you think you can benefit me, if she don't know, you know, and how you can enlist to serve my purpose, ensure my success, guarantee my victory, completely submit yourself to me and grow from my leadership, I won't be able to take you seriously. You got to let her know. Look, I'm not going to be able to take you seriously because you can't articulate how you think you can benefit me. You can't articulate how you think you can enlist to serve my purpose, ensure my success, guarantee my victory, and submit yourself to me completely and grow from what I have to offer you. Because as men, we want to see things grow. We're farmers. You know what I'm saying? We're farmers. We want to water things. We want to see them grow. You know, that's what we're here to do. So you can't take a chick seriously if she doesn't know how she can benefit you. You know, so right now the playing field is uneven. Me spending time with you at the level you are currently on is not mutually beneficial. I would be giving you more than I would be receiving back from you, and that would quickly make me grow tired of you. Does that make sense? You need to know, you need to understand. Like, if does it make sense that to her that you guys are not on equal terms? You know, you're superior to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's coming to you with all this baggage and stuff, and a man could go through all this shit, but men don't get baggage like women get baggage. So that's a different type of story. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get, trust me, I'm gonna get on y'all men. You know what I'm saying, in another video. But right now we on these chicks. You know what I'm saying? We on these chicks right now. So if we were to have sex, I would enjoy it, but that alone wouldn't be enough to make me want to have you around. So you have to register sex as a low value on your priority list. Your priority should be a woman who's working to help you achieve success. You feel me? Sex is just something for enjoyment. Sex is something to create life. You know what I'm saying? But most, sex is, you gotta let her know sex is something that I enjoy, but that alone by itself is not enough for me to want to keep you around. So if I tell you, hey, you gotta get up out of here, I'm gonna need you to get up out of here, or I got some work to do, then she gotta get fucking bounce. Or yeah, you can come over, but you gotta leave. These are terms that you gotta set in the beginning so the woman knows. You have to set these terms from the beginning so that the woman knows, hey, if I want to be around this man, I gotta work to elevate. I gotta find ways to help him. I gotta find ways to support him. I gotta do things for him. And the more a woman does for you, the more she invests in you, the more capable her falling in love is going to be with you, because she's complying with you. She's submitting to you. That's what she's supposed to do. That's feminine energy, right? So how else would you like to compensate me for my time? XYZ is what I believe is best for me. What do you believe is best for you? You have to be raw and honest with what you believe is best for you as a man. You know, right now, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got a job. I'm working on doing marketing for restaurants, so I'm an entrepreneur. So XYZ is what I believe is best for me. You know, I would enjoy having sex with you, but if you want to be around me, if you want to have the opportunity to build a relationship with me, then I need you to compensate me $40 a week. You know what I'm saying? You'd be raw and honest like that. If that doesn't work with her, if she can't, you know what I'm saying? If she can't make it happen, then she can't make it happen. But, you're not going to settle for anything less. So, okay, well, if you figure it out, sort things out on your end, give me a call, and that's that. You feel me? And then y'all could have sex if you want to right then and there. But you ain't going to entertain her. You ain't going to entertain her and shit. You feel me? So that's what it is. So you got to be raw and honest with where you're at on your life path, because you got to understand you have value as a man, and all women are natural helpers to you. So if you don't let them know what you fucking need, they can't ever meet your needs. They need instruction. They need order. They need guidance. They need you to tell them what to do. They need to be told what to do for you. You know what I'm saying? And then men need to be told how to treat women and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So we all fucked up, but women are less at fault than men are. Men are the reason why the world is the way it fucking is. You know what I'm saying? Period. So you're free to go at any time. You don't have to do anything that I say, but you cannot be in my life unless you fully cooperate with what I need you to do at all times. Is that understood? You got to make sure she understands this shit. Your life is a business. You got to treat it like one. So these are keys to power, strength, and decisiveness when out in the field. You want to learn it now, not later. You want to learn her history now, not later. You want to find out who a woman is now, not later when you're fucking married or some shit. 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. You want to figure out, you want to learn who she is now before you start spending money on her. Before you spend a dime on a bitch. Learn her history. Don't wait too long. We wait too long to find out what could go wrong. You have value. You must guard it and protect it by knowing who you are dealing with. It's your responsibility who you allow into your life to absorb your energy and take up equity in your mind. If she's not ready to open up about these things, then she's not ready to experience a man of supreme value, confidence, integrity, ability, love, and with a lot to give. She must be willing to endure some discomfort if she wants to be with you. She must make a sacrifice, and that sacrifice is her shell, her mask, her disguise. You as a man are too valuable to discover who a woman is over a period of decades, years, months, or weeks. If she can pour everything out on a table now, if she can't pour everything out on the table now, she does not deserve a seat at yours. So if she can't pour everything that she has to give, including her flaws and all that, if she can't pour everything out on the table now, she doesn't deserve a seat at your table. Because why would you want dishonest strangers at your table that look good? No, you want high quality women who are sexy as hell, absolutely fucking stunning, and you want a genuine, deep connection with them. And you need to understand who they are before you deal with them. Assess them. Make her overcome this challenge in order to be in your life. Put her through the fucking process. And then promote her or demote her as necessary. Remember, the current state of woman is 95% the fault of the men they have been with and the way that men have shown up in the world as a collective. You do not necessarily blame her for having the baggage that she has acquired. You are simply protecting yourself from experiencing the aftermath of what other men have put her through and her mother through. Most of the problems in this world were birthed by the thoughts, words, decisions, actions, habits, and character of our fathers and grandfathers. The solution lies within properly organizing our minds, then organizing with each other, so we can align ourselves with our divine complements, high-value woman. Now, a good video to watch is I Want to Like You, But I Don't Know You by Eddie Fuse. I get a lot of game for that, brother. A lot of game from Eddie Fuse, a lot of game from Corey Wayne. And I started off watching Arash D. Bazaar with Seductive Instinct. That's how I first got my start. And I say high value a lot, and that's where I got high value from. You know what I'm saying? I was 19 when I started watching them videos. So peace, prosperity, and progression to the family. So I hope y'all got some value out of this. I will probably create like a short mini version of this because I know this is kind of long, but here it goes. You know what I'm saying? And if you guys want the link to this, you know what I'm saying? Already know, hit the Cash App and donate. You donate what you want to donate. And, or PayPal, BrianJames@USA.com. And, donate what you want to donate and ask for the 42 questions to ask women before you date them PDF. And I'll send that to you. All right. Peace, prosperity, and progression.